Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd. We're your host, Michael Sam. Sam's back this time. You've been studying a lot, haven't you, Sam?
Yeah.
Getting coursework ready.
The big turn-in date for all the coursework came up, so I had to sort of do
No
all
problem. However, we're going to now, in this one, we're going to be covering the three main Predator movies. For our Kaiju, we're doing Mothra, and then tell you what we've been up to since last time.
Get the comfy chair!
Okay, what have you been up to since last time?
I played a couple of games. First was Spyro Year of the Dragon, which is like an old PlayStation 1 game.
That's old.
Yeah, that's like it wasn't.
It was
like,
90s.
It wasn't like no, what I was going to say is it wasn't release like PS1 release stuff, but it was pretty close to that time.
Yeah, PS1. That's a long way back. That's got to be early 2000s.
Yeah, I think they even timed this one to be released in the Year of the Dragon. So,
Oh, nice. It's a good old game now. I remember playing it.
It's really
on
fun.
PS1.
I'm still amazed at how dark it is.
Yeah, the things die quite a lot.
No, what I'm saying is the main villainess's plan. First, it seems like she's kidnapped dragons to bring magic back to the place where she's at. No, she just wants their wings
She's just what?
to make a potion which can make her immortal and all-powerful.
But she's killing little dragons.
Yeah,
isn't
babies, newly hatched babies.
she? Oh, that's weird. I've got that on my Vita as well, actually, on my PS Vita. Vita's pretty good for some of those PS1 games. There's quite a lot.
I did play it almost all the way through just before this, but unfortunately there's a glitch, which means that during like one of the racing like mini games you can do, you don't get a dragon egg if you come first. And if it saves after that, you can't get the dragon egg at all. It means you can't complete.
That sounds sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like some of those. I particularly like Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. Some of the Crash Bandicoot games are really good on the PS1, actually. Oh, that's cool. I actually finished. Do you remember I was talking about Wolfenstein last time we talked?
Yeah.
I actually finished that, and it got better for me. The first few acts are really quite grim. They're set in like concentration camps, and there's corpses, and brutalising Nazis, but it actually gets better when you're in like the real world and you're actually just fighting the Nazis or stealthing through places and take it. Well, there's not much stealth. There's a little, but actually when you get into the main shooting up Nazis, that was fine. That was fine, and I did finish it. It was all right. I preferred the first one actually on the Xbox because there's a slightly more stealth elements. There's more sniping. So on this was all bang, 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 bang kind of stuff. But it was all right. The one game I'm looking forward to next is actually Sniper Elite 3. That'll be out in a couple of weeks. And I remember I've talked about Sniper Elite 2 where you get to shoot Hitler and stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. I do like sniper games. The only bits of Sniper Elite 2 are when it gets more bang, bang than sniping. Otherwise, I think it's a really good game. But Sniper Elite 3, I'm looking forward to. Not the least of which is Charlie Brooker, who we both kind of like, don't we? Who's a fan of Sniper Elite 2. He's actually got a guest spot in Sniper Elite 3. He actually went in for mocap, and I think he's voicing something. So I'm looking forward to it for that reason as well. That sounds kind of a lot of fun. Okay. I haven't done any more games apart. I've just done films actually. So have you got any more games?
Yeah, I do. I played some more Shadow of the Colossus. I mentioned it quite a few podcasts ago now.
It was a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, but I've heard it's like some great PS2 classic, but I'm just really not enjoying it.
Oh, stop playing it. Who's got time to play games you're not enjoying? What? People just say it's great, do they?
Yeah, it's great. It's because it's really immersive story. There's no story. It's like this... You walk into... The character you're playing walks into this area with, I'm presuming, this dead girl, puts her on an altar, then I think his god talks to you and tells you to kill these giant monsters. Right. So you just go and kill them. That's it.
I'd suggest that people saying it's a great game are looking for it with nostalgia goggles. It was probably a good game at the time, but it hasn't stood up. Unlike Spyro, Spyro's still very playable. Yeah. And I'd say Crash Bandicoot's still pretty playable. It's a nice, easy sort of game, and it kind of the thing is they got the gaming elements right, didn't they? It worked well with the controller and stuff. I just haven't got time to play games I'm not enjoying, I have to say.
There's literally only one game I've sort of pushed through with, that I didn't like at first.
Yeah.
And that's Dark Souls, which I really ended up enjoying.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, there
why
are
I'm
some
going
games
through
where people say play the first hour and then it gets better, and I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? It's just when people say this is the game and you're playing, it's kind of a bit boring. I find Skyrim a bit boring. I know people love it, but I just find it a bit... You're just walking around and doing stuff, which is probably the essence of loads of games.
Yeah.
But I remember playing through Red Dead Redemption with some warnings that, all right, you have to spend a couple of missions where you're like herding cattle or horses.
I remember those missions. I stopped there,
and it was really it was way better once you got through those. Yeah, and most of 95% of the missions in that game were really good, but there's just a few which are a bit dodgy. But you have to play the dodgy ones with to get through. I'm kind of the same with. I mean, we really like Far Cry 3. You like Far Cry 3?
Yeah, I like Far Cry 3. I just never get around to playing it.
Yeah, I find the having to climb the towers is really fiddly and annoying, but you have to do it. And there's not that many when you actually count the game. I think there's 20 or something.
Yeah.
But it just feels like they go on and on and on. I find it really dull. Whereas the rest of the game I really like. Okay, any more games or?
Just two
Go
more.
on, then.
I played Okami some more, which is... I may have mentioned it on the podcast. It's like this RPG themed around the Japanese gods, and you play as a wolf.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that the one with a dog or a white?
Yeah, it's a white
thing?
wolf.
Okay.
But I'm still amazed at how that game can get to you.
I've only watched you or Max play it. I can't remember. I've watched it played, and I find it quite an enchanting sort of game.
Yeah, it's got some really nice music and visuals.
Yeah, indeed.
It's got its own little like cutesy comedy bits. Like you find this god that's in the form of a cat, and since the player character's a dog, and you got this little like bug assistant.
Yeah,
they just start like batting him about like two dogs or cats playing.
Yeah, I find the best games. Some of the really standout games do tend to have their own distinctive graphic style. A lot of games look similar, don't they? Like COD looks like
Battlefield.
Yeah, and so on and so forth. Whereas some of the really good games really are very distinct. Like Borderlands is very distinctive, and I think this Okami.
Yeah,
it's got its own unique style as well.
It looks like, ancient Japanese drawings sort of thing.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's even like instead of big cutscenes, it's got like a load of still images drawn in that style.
Yeah,
if they're like expositing, they'll talk like they'll just be like text with these images. It's really cool.
How do you spell it? Okay.
Okami.
Okami, right? Cool. I'm trying to start making note of what we talk about. You see, to put on our podcast notes, because I keep forgetting what we've talked about, and I'm sure I miss out things. So I'm trying to keep an ongoing note. You see, but Okami, that's the Xbox.
No, it's a PlayStation.
That's PlayStation. Spyro's a PlayStation 2 as well, isn't it? PS3. Like I say, I've got it on the PS Vita as well, so it's on the Vita and the PS3.
I think you should, if you've got the time, you should play Okami.
I probably would like it, yeah. Okay, shall I take a few?
Yeah, okay.
I've just watched films. Now, I did do, while you were not around, I did do a really big...
You told me.
16 film podcast. It's still only 30 odd minutes, so it was only a couple of minutes per film, but I covered loads of films that I've watched because I was starting to forget them, and I figured by the time you come back, if I have to rattle through 16 films, it's going to be boring for you. But I have actually still got around to watching 3 films apart from the ones we're going to talk about, even though I only did the podcast a few days ago, really. The first one's called Dead of Night, also called Death Dream, made in 1972. Directed by a guy, written, I think, by a guy called Bob Clark, who was famous later on for these comedies called Porkies, which are kind of funny. They haven't dated that well, but they're kind of funny. There are some really funny bits in them. But he's also famous for A Christmas Story.
Oh.
Which we know. And also he's credited often as making one of the early slasher films, which is Black Christmas.
Okay.
Which is kind of an interesting film. This was a really interesting horror film. It was kind of taking the idea of a short story called The Monkey's Paw. Have you heard of that short story?
Sounds familiar.
I'll tell you about it because it might not be the one you think it is. But basically, this guy acquires this Hindu shrunken monkey's paw, which grants someone 3 wishes, but there's always a twist to the wish.
They did Simpsons did like a parody.
They did.
Of it.
Well, the original story is these people need £200 to pay off their mortgage, and the first wish, the father of this family with a son and mother, the first wish is, can I have £200? And the next day the son dies in a tragic accident at work, and the compensation's £200. The second wish is from the mother, which is to bring the son back. And the father doesn't know this, I think, at the time, but suddenly he finds out, and there's this ominous knocking at the door, and he realises it's not going to be he's going to be a living corpse. And the third wish is, don't bring my son back. And when they open the door, there's no one there. So that's that story. But in this is something else. This is a soldier, and they don't say which war it is, but basically it's Vietnam, right? Because it was made in 1972. You kind of see him, what looks like he's dying, and he is reported dead. The military come to this family and tell him that he's been reported he's dead, and they start the mother refuses to accept it completely and says he's not dead as long as we keep believing. And the father kind of accepts it because he's been through World War II and Korea and stuff, and he kind of knows about it. But the son turns up in the middle of the night in uniform. And they think, the reports are wrong and all this, but he's acting really odd. He's very withdrawn. He sits around all day, very listless. He looks pale. And basically it builds up this mood of ominous stuff. But we see what he's doing. He's actually killing people and draining their blood with hypodermics, injecting himself with it. And when he doesn't do this, you can start to see him visibly age and look weird. And he's got this really violent moods, like this dog's barking and annoying him, and he just picks up and strangles it with one hand. The family dog, this is as well. Okay. And then basically turns into like this weird zombie by the end. And he keeps disappearing at night, and we see him in a graveyard tapping at a gravestone. And it ends with him kind of lying in his own grave. He's been making his own gravestone and digging his own grave because he knows he should be dead. And it was really good. It was really unusual. And a low budget, but really well made and well acted. Definitely recommend it. I think I read about it in a book I've got called 101 Greatest Horror Movies. And it's a film I've never heard of. So I really, really enjoyed it. But that sort of probably wouldn't appeal to you, would it? That kind of thing. No. Have you got any more?
I've only got a bit of Bioshock Infinite.
Been playing that again?
Yeah. I played a load more of the story. It's a really good game.
I need to try it.
Yeah.
I think next... there's a couple of games I've been meaning to try, which is Saints Row the 4th, I think.
Yeah.
Or 3rd. And Bioshock Infinite. I did have a go with Saints Row the 3rd or 4th or whatever, whichever one it is. And it was alright. It was kind of like a goofy version of
Saints Row.
GTA.
Yeah, that's pretty much the idea. It's just aping GTA, but as like in an immense parody.
I think if you're in the mood, it's probably a great game. There's it's full of bizarro stuff, like a guy skydiving and taking out guards as he's going, and he rescues this woman, and he has to throw her away while he does another mission while falling through the air.
He catches.
It's ridiculous turned up to 11, but it was kind of fun, but it just didn't appeal to me to carry on, so I'll stop that. But I probably will get to Bioshock Infinite next, unless Sniper Elite 3 comes before I get a chance. So anyway, sorry, go on. Back to you. But
I'm towards the end of the game where it starts getting really metaphysical. So, like, one of the sort of gameplay elements is you've got this constant assist, like, AI companion called Elizabeth.
Right.
And she, in regular combat, she'll, like, throw you weapons and health and salts, which are, like, magical powers.
Yeah.
But sometimes you find these areas called tears, where she can, like, pull something from another dimension through. So, like, it'll be a particular powerful gun,
right,
and it'll be like just like someone's cut out a wall, and it'll be mounted above a fireplace, or something, or it'll summon through a friendly turret or something like that.
Okay, cool.
But they integrate this with the gameplay by making it so that she can, like, properly tear open holes in dimensions, so she can just travel through. And then it gets like...
So does the game suddenly get way more expansive?
No, it stays within the city, but it gets really, like... It turns out these two people like that you see every so often are, like, also dimensional travelers. It gets really, like, convoluted really quickly, but it's awesome. It's, like, so cool, and it explains so much.
Right. Sounds cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite a long... Isn't it like a 30-hour game?
Yeah, I was going to say 20, 30 hours.
I mean, I don't mind trying it. If it is that good, I'll just play it over time. Is it a game that's easy to put down and pick up? Does it save the point that you start?
It's got checkpoints.
Yeah. So it's like, say, Borderlands.
Kind of.
But the checkpoints rather than just save whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. I really like games like that, because I hate games where you have to play it like an hour's mission before you can save. They just drive me bananas.
I did have a frustrating issue where the first time I played it, because I played half of it on Xbox Live and half of it offline.
Yeah.
And it kept sending me back to the half that was on Xbox Live, because my on Xbox, like, clock was set back, so it just sent it to the most recent checkpoint.
That's a bit annoying.
Yeah, but I took a quick look back and it was fine. I could get to the checkpoint.
I mean, often once you've done that, you can kind of race through the missions you've just done, can't you? Because you know exactly what you need to do. Depends on the game. Okay, shall I do one?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
my
done,
next
so.
one. Oh, you're done.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've only got two films, and one is I don't think I mentioned the Dead of Night I mentioned before. I gave that 8 out of 10. I really liked it. This film I'm about to talk about, The Guard, is also an 8 out of 10. Really good. It was set in. It's an Irish sort of comedy, dark comedy, about a man in the police force in Ireland they're called The Guard. The film's called The Guard, starring Brendan Gleeson, who's like One Eye Moody in Harry Potter. Is it One Eye Moody?
Mad Eye Moody.
Mad Eye Moody. And he's kind of fun. He's one of these coppers. He's kind of slightly amoral, but he's basically a good guy, you know. And I like that kind of subgenre of films with slightly dodgy coppers learning to come to terms with some aspect of their existence. And it was one of those. He's breaking up a sort of trying to... Somehow the FBI gets involved, and Don Cheadle's in it, which is pretty cool. And he keeps trying to talk to him like he knows about. He goes, "Are you from Compton?" Things like that, and saying quite inappropriate things to him. So, and there's lots of anti-American sort of slight jokes, you know, like well, you know, it's saying like, what's up? Don't you like it when you're not killing people in Iraq and things like that? It's kind of funny. I really enjoyed it. It was a really good film. Hour and a half, breezed by, 8 out of 10. Good film. It was on Love Film. So if you've got Amazon Prime on the UK, it was on that. So that was definitely worth seeing. However, having said that, I think I watched it because it's about to expire, so maybe you should just forget that. The next film I watched was Tower Heist, which is basically a caper film with Ben Stiller. Now, I like this. Ben Stiller can be a bit tiresome sometimes when he does his comedy shtick stuff, but in this he was a straight actor. Do you know what I mean? A little man kind of thing that decides to do something about these, basically these, you know, rich this rich guy's basically cheated the entire staff of this this very plush sort of building complex out of their pensions, and like the courts don't seem to be able to do anything, so he decides he's going to steal it back, and it's fun. Eddie Murphy's in it actually, and he was really good. I mean, he's got a lot older now, but he was doing his proper Eddie Murphy as a crook sort of vibe that he did in many of his earlier films, like Trading Places and such like. And he was very good. So, I mean, the plot twist got ridiculous at the end. What they had to do to get this money was, frankly, silly. But it was good fun, and I'll give it 7 out of 10. All right, so I think we're done with our comfy chair. All right, then let's get on to our kaiju. Okay, this time Mothra. I think it was made in 1961.
Yeah, I think so. Huh?
Right, last time I did Rodan, which you didn't particularly fancy, did you? But
No.
Mothra is a different kettle of fish, really.
Yeah.
It's still early in the kaiju cycle, but well, what do you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was quite good.
It's a fairly effective monster for being a giant butterfly.
A fluffy butterfly as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the elements. Do you think, are we still in serious land in this?
Yeah, kinda.
Really? What about the 12-inch singing twins?
The fairies.
Fairies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can believe that as some sort of like mystical element.
This was made just before King Kong vs. Godzilla, and there's some shared elements, aren't there? There's this South Sea Island with blacked up Japanese people drinking red. Was it red?
Red juice.
Red
of some
juice.
sort.
Worshipping some beast. They were going a bit King Kong in this.
Yeah.
But in this, it was more like a giant egg that they were worshipping. Which they called Mothra. There was kind of a cute song sung for it, wasn't it? These twins. Basically, don't they? I can't even remember the first act, really. They just went to this island, didn't they? Where did they go?
There was a boat that capsized, and the surviving sailors were on the island.
Okay, yeah. So it was a rescue mission, but then while they're there, they go to they find a big old jungle, don't they?
Yeah.
And it's got creepers that kind of attack you, but that doesn't amount to anything. Do you want to take it from here?
Oh yeah, okay. Then while some guy's trapped in the vines, he spots these two like little women. Yeah. Like about foot high, I think they say in the film.
12 inches they do, yeah.
Yeah. But they sort of go back and try and find these women again because they run off after he spots them. But this businessman tries to take them. No, he doesn't really give an explanation. He just does.
Yeah.
And then these loads of tribes people up here. These are the blacked up Japanese people we were talking about. But they pretty much scare this expedition into giving back the little women, and then they leave the island. And then the businessman comes back to the island, kidnaps the two women, and takes them back to Japan, I think it is.
Yeah.
And starts using them as a theatre show.
Yeah, and they're quite a good act. They can sing nicely and everything, and they're happy to dance. They certainly choreograph their singing.
Yeah.
And it's bizarre, isn't it? They have a little Cinderella carriage floating
this
through.
Floating carriage that comes down. They've got all these more blacked up Japanese people, but I think these are actually supposed to be blacked up Japanese people.
Yeah,
that's the islanders, but and they're all dancing, and that really annoys Mothra.
Yeah, but basically the little women, they sing the song about Mothra, don't they? The cute song. And meanwhile, back on the island, aren't the villagers doing a ceremony?
Are singing the same thing on the island, and that causes an egg to hatch.
And a giant caterpillar comes out and then starts swimming.
Yeah.
Like a speedboat through the ocean. Wow. And then the authorities realise it's approaching and start trying to take action.
They start I think they napalm bomb it. Because the sea's on fire during one of the shots.
Yeah, but it gets away. It does get to Japan and starts laying waste to various bits of...
We say laying waste, it just sort of slides through Japan.
Yeah.
And things sort of...
And then they fire a heat ray. Now, what is it?
No, they bomb it a load, and then it like pulls down Tokyo Tower, which Godzilla is able to bite through.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you said.
It pulls down Tokyo Tower with a lot of effort, and then cocoons itself. And then they start firing this heat ray on it. I think they call it an atomic heat ray.
They do. It's like a big radar dish, isn't it? Or
Yeah,
a satellite dish.
It's really goofy, but that causes the egg to the cocoon to hatch.
Yeah,
and then Mothra
comes
all
out.
This silliness comes
with his,
out.
With his supersonic wind and his scream. He has like a weird screamy thing, doesn't he? And also I like the caterpillar. The fact it started spitting out silk. That was kind of cool as well to defend itself. It was kind of good. I like the action stuff in it. It was very Thunderbirds, but it was kind of fun. They are, aren't they? It was kind of fun. What do you think of? Let's just talk through everything, and we'll talk about some of the other aspects. So then Mothra gets into action, and they basically they figure out that he's there for the girls, don't they?
No, they figure that out early on, but the businessman won't give her up.
That's right.
There's no evidence, despite the girls saying that that's why Mothra's there. All the reporters saying that that's why Mothra's there.
Yeah.
And Mothra making a beeline for him.
And really, what makes the film particularly incoherent is some of the dialogue and the dubbed dialogue. It's kind of wow. Obviously, these people are talking and they've got to put words in their mouth, so they just kind of put random words. There's a lot of "but anyway" and things like that, and weird filler dialogue that makes it really hard to follow exactly what's going on. I kind of like this one though. And then, do you want to say the end? Or should we leave it?
Just picks up the ferries and flies off.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I kind of like the uncharacteristically... Well, they often kind of end with the monster just going away, don't they? But this one was particularly a happy ending, really. And even the crowd who, watch him smash the city up was kind of happy.
Cheering.
Were cheering. It was like, wow, they don't mind, do they? No. So it was all right. Yeah, I kind of like this. I am looking forward to the Godzilla versus Mothra showdown, but this one I'm glad I watched it. It was kind of odd, and it was a proper good, bad, and odd film. I think it's debate to say one of our wheelhouse good, bad, and odd films. What would you give this out of 10?
I'd give it a 7.5.
I'll give it a 6.5. I think it was decent enough. I have to say I'm half really itching to see the monster fights, but I'm kind of also wouldn't mind seeing like King Ghidorah and Gamera before I get to that too. So, but having said that, the next one we're watching is Godzilla versus Mothra.
Yeah, there are later films where it's pretty much just Mothra versus Ghidorah. But
oh wow, that sounds cool.
Yeah, that's the rebirth of Mothra.
Okay, that's a 90s film, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, no worries. We'll get to it when we get to it. We got loads of these kaiju to get through.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take the rest of the year myself.
Yeah, probably.
And then we'll have to pick another subject of like loads of films, but we'll worry about it when we get to it. These kaiju were good. Okay. Let's just get on with our main one, shall we?
Yeah.
Are you tired of film podcasts where the hosts exist in a constant blissful state of agreement?
I mean, the main characters are two of the dullest main characters I have ever encountered in any film.
Well, you're in luck. Let me introduce you to Chinstroker and Punter. One is an ex-film student with a penchant for David Lynch and hard cinema. The other is a man on the street. Listen in perplexed and horrified terror as we tear apart one film a week.
Just really
It's not visually striking.
No.
Just getting confirmation.
It's just that's the third time though. I mean, is this on?
You can find us at chinstrokerversuspunter.podomatic.com. So come and share the vitriol.
Alright, so now it's time for the clean promo. And I'm noticing that a lot of the promos we've received are way better than ours.
Yeah, but they're also for shows that are way better than ours. But hey, I'm El Goro.
And I'm the Cancer Man.
And we are the hosts of Talk Without Rhythm.
The only podcast that will not attract the worm.
That really doesn't explain what we do, sir.
We watch 2 movies a week, we review them, we chat about things, and occasionally we say something funny.
Yeah, but most of the time we just seem to make people angry.
That's because the American film viewing public can't handle most of what we have to say.
But if you think you can find us on iTunes. If you do a search for Talk Without Rhythm, you can also find us on our website, twrpodcast.blogspot.com, baby.
Deuces.
So clean.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it. Get on with it.
Right, Predator, and Predators. So we're doing the main Predator universe. We're ignoring the Alien versus Predator stuff because they're what they did fall between Predator and Predators, I think. Yeah. But we're just going to do Predator, and Predators. So let's start with Predator, which I think we may have even covered before, but never mind, doesn't matter. We can sort of skim through that. Predator, what do you think of Predator?
Predator was still awesome. It's an awesome film.
Yeah, it is an awesome film. It's one of those films that never, ever gets boring, old. It's just something about it. It just hits all the right beats. It's a great 80s film, really.
Yeah.
It's tight. It never lags. The interactions are fairly basic. You know, they know that they've been screwed over. When they thought they were on a rescue mission, it wasn't. But from there, it kind of just motors on. And all the actors are pretty good, I think. Dialogue. Jesse Ventura was never better than in this film.
No.
And he is awesome. And that's one of the reasons this is a great film. But also, Arnie's really good in it.
Yeah.
And I also think things like... I mean, the odd special effects looks a little ropey now, but mostly it looks really good still. The music cues are really good.
Yeah.
I can't really fault it. I have to say, it's a great action film. What's your favourite bits?
The bits where the Native American guy starts like cutting his chest. To, like, square off with the Predator.
Yeah, Billy, innit?
Yeah.
Billy. Yeah, and there's a bit he says, I'm scared, and he says, bullshit, man. Billy, you ain't scared of no man. All this.
Yeah. And the helicopter scene with Long Tall Sally.
Yeah, that's cool. And I just like Jesse Ventura's, some of his dialogue. Yeah. Make you a sexual a tyrannosaur like me. He's awesome. This is back. Was it a bunch of slack-jawed faggots? He calls them at one point. And we've even got Shane Black doing jokes to Billy. Who doesn't get some of them, but does get.
When he does get them, he laughs really awkwardly.
And I like some of the stylistic choices. You know, the heat vision. You know, and the fact the Predator records the conversations and plays them back for reasons I'm never quite clear. But it kind of works stylistically. It's kind of awesome.
Camouflage, auditory camouflage.
Well, is it? I mean, he's just repeating what he's heard. So isn't that really acute? It's the Predator. But whatever it is, it works. Whatever it is, it works. And I kind of like the fact that Arnie kind of figures out how to beat it by luck. You know, just falling in mud and realising he can't be seen. And there's some lighting shots in this that are fantastic. And I don't know if it's because they've cleaned up the Blu-ray to make it look particularly good. But there's a bit where Arnie's in mud, covered in mud, and going through a shadowy, like under a tree. So he's in darkness. So all you can see is his silhouette and his eyes. Man, that was a great scene shot.
Yeah.
I thought that was spectacularly good. And just the general vibe of it, I thought it was a really excellent film. This
is an incredibly masculine film.
It is a masculine film. There is one woman. She don't talk much, does she? They kind of rescue her. But they also seen the green blood, don't they? And there's the line, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And I just like that. I mean, the thing is, without explaining it and being laborious, you really do get the Predator's culture, why it's there. It just seems like you understand it's a warrior hunter kind of thing, and it's kind of cool. And this creature design spectacularly good. It was going to be a Red Lobster thing. Can you believe that?
No.
And I think you know this. John Claude Van Damme was originally going to be the Predator.
I knew that.
But was it Kevin Hall?
Yeah,
was the Predator, tall fella. Okay, let's just rate this. I mean, it's pretty much a classic, action classic. Would you give it out of 10?
9.
Yeah, I'll give it a solid 9. 9 too. Okay, let's move on to... No, you've seen that one before, but these next two you hadn't seen?
No, this was a first.
Okay, Predator 2. What do you think of this?
I thought it was pretty good. Not as good as the first one, but... It's pretty good.
I agree. I think it's quite underrated. A lot of people dismiss this one as a weak sequel, and I don't agree with that at all. I think it's a solid sequel. I do agree it's nowhere near as good as Predators, but that's kind of... I see Alien and Aliens in the... No, maybe not. It's not. This isn't on a par with Aliens, but it's a very good sequel. It's a very good sequel. What do you like about it?
I liked how it seemed more inventive than the first one. They were like doing stuff in the city with like a voodoo cult.
Yeah, the Jamaicans, yes. Yeah. King Willie, the voodoo king, yeah. I liked him. What does he say? What you cannot kill what cannot be killed. I'm probably doing a terrible accent there, but you get the idea. I thought it just worked. There was lots, you were right, there's loads of ideas in this, but there was loads of good actors too. It was a very good, but an excellent B movie is how I'd sort of describe this. I mean, we had Bill Paxton. He was good, wasn't he? Adam Baldwin. Jane from... I kept saying he looks like one of the Baldwins, didn't I? Watching it, I didn't realise it was Adam Baldwin. Jane from Firefly. Robert Darby was in it. Not a very big part, but he was in it. Gary Busey. Wow, yes. Now you're talking. And I didn't realise this. I've seen this film lots of times, and I never realised this. The King Willie was played by a guy that was actually in a classic B movie from the 70s called The Beast Must Die, about a big game hunter who hunts werewolves. So it's kind of Predator. It's got a Predatorish link. And he was this black game hunter who knew that someone one of the guests he's invited was a werewolf, and he wanted to hunt it down. In high-tech hunting, with sniper rifles and infrared and all this. So it's kind of funny that he was King Willie in this.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. So we don't really need to go through the plot. He's basically the Predators. What's he hunting this time?
He's hunting criminals and policemen, if I remember rightly.
I think, he's effectively choosing as his prey the alpha males.
Yeah,
I would say that are engaged in combat. So that tends to be the criminals and the police.
Yeah.
And when he takes out that crew of Colombians, isn't it, at the beginning?
Yeah.
That's kind of wow. And what do you think of Danny Glover as the lead?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It just seemed like everyone was being unnecessarily sort of cryptic about the Predator, and that frustrated him so badly. And it was pretty funny whenever he lost his rag on people.
He did lose his rag a lot. I mean, the thing is, he knew something was up, and he was just peeved. He was tired of people's bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
And I did like the scene where Gary Busey got him in the van and explained it all to him.
Yeah.
And said, look, I'm looking for this. And I think, was it you that told me that role was originally meant to be Arnie?
Yeah, I looked it up on IMDb.
But they changed it. It worked well, though, didn't it? Whatever they did, it worked well. I like the fact there was a special crew hunting this Predator, led by Gary Busey, and they had all these different ways of checking the environment, didn't they? Like pheromone trails and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. And I also like the fact that Danny Glover wasn't really sure what was going on in terms of a Predator, was he, for a while?
No.
We also saw a bit more of the Predator's mythos, didn't we? Like, he didn't kill the woman who was pregnant, did he?
No.
Even though she threatened him. But she was pregnant, so he leaves that for another time. I just like the idea. This was basically a hunting urban... And the film started off it looked like a jungle setting, didn't it? With jungle kind of music. Then it panned up and it was like a park in the city. It might have been Central Park. I can't remember. Was it in New York?
No, it was...
Chicago?
Los Angeles, I think.
Oh, Los Angeles, right, yeah. I think it was set in 1997 as well, wasn't it? It was near future, and there was a heat wave. The idea was the global warming, the criminality's got out of control. It was like a near future world, wasn't it, rather than now. What else did we see that was worth seeing? the Predator was ripping out people. It was gorier than the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think? The Predator was ripping out people's spines and skulls. We saw it doing the heat treatment stuff on a skull, which we did see in the first one, actually. So collecting skulls for his belt or hanging on his wall. We did see a wall full of skulls, didn't we, from different planets?
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, we weren't sure exactly. Well, one of them we did recognise, didn't we? It was an alien skull. Though that ain't right, because it was a skull. It wasn't steel or metal the way that we used to. You know, that metallic. That it was a skull.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was an alien skull. And basically, the last half hour was a long chase sequence between the Predator and Danny Glover, which is it's amazing they sustained the tension that long.
Yeah.
It worked, didn't it? It worked. So you like this film?
Yeah.
Anything else to say about it?
Not that much. I was kind of... Oh, I forgot to... There was one thing. I remember I told you about how it reminded me of the voodoo. When the Predator was like smashing tiles on a wall and a mirror.
Yeah.
That looked like voodoo. The sort of voodoo stuff that they were doing earlier in the film.
Yeah, you did say that, and it's something I'd never noticed before. There was a nice callback going on, like contrasting the criminals and the Predator. The old thing is also the Predators have dreadlocks, don't they? From the first film, those hanging things look a bit like dreadlocks, and the fact they were hunting a Jamaican gang was a nice parallel.
Yeah.
There was also kind of a nice cutscene where King Willie finally meets the Predator. And then you sort of see him scream, and then the screaming face moves away from the screen, and his head's hanging from the Predator's belt. That was a nice transition shot. There's some nice stuff going on. It was kind of nice that voodoo was somehow wrapped up in this. It was kind of cool. What would you give this out of 10?
I'd give this about 7.5.
I'll give it a solid 8. I think it's an underrated sequel, and I think my notes on it when I sort of made some notes about it is this is better than you think. That's what I thought. Which I've always thought. I always thought Predator 2 was underrated. Okay, let's move on to number 3, Predators. Now this was made, I think, 2012, 2011, so quite a gap between the films, and between them came 2 AVP. Alien vs Predator universe kind of films.
Yeah.
But this one was a different thing entirely. Do you want to talk about the story a bit?
It opens up with Adrian Brody just falling through the air. And he's got like this bizarre backpack attached to him. It's obviously Predator technology, but
yeah.
And then it like opens up into a parachute and it lands him, Danny Trejo, this big Russian fella, like
a Yakuza.
Yeah, Yakuza, a doctor, and a death row inmate.
And a girl? Did you say that?
Yeah, there's also a girl and... I can't remember what his backstory is, but he's a Revolutionary United Front officer, whatever that is.
Yeah, bizarre. Okay, so basically they're all parachuted in. One dies straight away as well, doesn't there? There's another guy who's I think dead I can't remember now.
No, they all survive the initial landing. It's just they kind of die quite quickly after that.
Yeah. They were an interesting character group. I think the standouts for me were Adrian Brody was obviously the lead, the Japanese guy, the death row inmate, and the woman. Were the standouts. Danny Trejo didn't really have much in it, did he?
He died pretty quickly.
He did.
That was quite a cool scene when he was stuck in the middle of when he was just sitting in the middle and you can hear him go, "Help me, help me."
And his back was turned.
Yeah, and then the woman shot him out of sympathy and she started to walk away just to, "Help me."
So it's obviously a trap, a recording, a trap. There was some interesting Predator world building and mythos stuff ideas in this, and it was kind of a cross between the first Predator movie and the Most Dangerous Game. You know, a guy deliberately hunting humans. So in this one, the Predators are seeding an area to hunt, aren't they?
Yeah,
and they got their weird dog things.
Yeah, there's like 3 separate Predators. The I think they're called Falconer, Tracker, and Berserker.
something like that. There seems to be different species of predator. There's like the original, and then this new set, like almost like
super
specialized predators. Yeah,
They're not as cool as the original predators, though.
nah.
They have cooler tech, but not as cool as the.
Yeah, the original was like a self-contained unit, did everything. It was kind of. So there was this idea that they seeded an area on a world just for their hunting, practice their hunting or do whatever they do, which I think is a good idea. So what did you like about the film?
I liked all the new Predator tech. I liked how I never expect Adrian Brody to be like a action star, but he was pretty cool in this.
He was alright. He was a cool dude.
All the actors were pretty good in this.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent entry. The only thing I found one of the problems I found with the whole film is it was a bit too po-faced. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the first one, you know, they had serious business to do, but they had funny dialogue, you know, and they were like, it was very gallows humour dialogue, and that could have worked. If that was in here, it's like, the sort of jokes in here were a bit crass. There was like a joke like, oh yeah, where is it? It's 5 o'clock, it's rape time, or where I live, or something like that, and it's like, wow, you know, that ain't really that funny compared to some. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But otherwise, I kind of liked it. Definitely liked some of the characters. How about there was that whole digression with Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't really like that.
No, that could have been cut completely. Made a 80-minute film when it would have probably been a better film for it. Though I like Lawrence Fishburne. This was just a bit crazy.
Something I didn't realise the first time I watched it, because I sort of like started to watch scenes again on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just to sort of catch myself back up before.
Yeah.
There's a bit where Lawrence Fishburne says, like, because they're talking about stuff that's happened, he says, oh, crazier things have been dropped on this thing, and he sort of like gestures behind him, and there's an acid burn on the wall.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that. Wow, nice. So, implying, that kind of makes sense too, doesn't it, in this universe?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it didn't work because he went too crazy.
Yeah.
Which is like, there's no way someone that mad could have survived this long. You know what I mean? They'd have just died.
Yeah.
Because they'd have made a mistake. Because if they can't distinguish reality to their fantasy world, you know, they're not going to live.
And he did die quite quickly afterwards.
Indeed. So that bit kind of didn't make sense. But I did like, you know, the interaction between Brody. Also the interaction between Brody and, I was going to say the girl, but also between Brody and the original Predator. I thought that kind of worked. Yeah. And we just don't know what happens at the end. It's just kind of open-ended ending, wasn't it?
They, all the predators die. You see the super predator's face. It doesn't look very good.
Yeah.
And their only real way of getting off the planet is just been blown up. So they get Brody and this woman have to just sort of wander off into the jungle as new sort of prey gets dropped in.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah. So they're going to help the next wave, maybe. Who knows? We don't know. What do you think of it in terms of the front? Where would you rate it with the other two?
I'd say it's better than 2, but nowhere near as good as 1.
Okay, I'd put the other way around. I'd definitely put number 1 at the top. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but I'd say Predator 2 was better than this. I like them in the reverse order. Though I do kind of like this third one. I thought it was a worthwhile effort. It's certainly better than AVP. Though I do like AVP for different reasons, and I haven't seen AVP 2, so but I hear that's pretty bad. But I think having said that, you know, if I'm given a choice, I'd probably watch AVP over Predators. You know, if I just fancy watching something, I'll probably watch AVP. I kind of like AVP for its good. It's again another good, bad, and odd film. It's got goofy elements that kind of entertain and work, and there's some bad bits too, but it's fun. Yeah. This was a bit too serious for me. I think if this had been a bit lighter in the dialogue and a bit more common, you know,
more like
gallows
Predator,
humor.
really.
Yeah, if it'd been more like Predator, would have been an easy thing to say. All right, then. What would you give this out of 10?
I'd give this an 8.
8. I give this a 7, so we're kind of reversed on the second two, but we're not that far out. We're in the same ballpark. Yeah, good set of films. Were you pleased you saw them all?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good. Right, next time, I'll just do some of our usual housekeeping stuff. If you want to leave us any feedback, you can do it by email, info@thegoodthebadandtheodd.com. Email us a voicemail, that'd be great. If you want to leave us any feedback, we never get any feedback, by the way. I
think we've had one bit of feedback.
No, we've had 2 bits of written feedback. That's it, ever, and both of those were iTunes reviews.
Yeah, it wasn't one just like "good job, guys," and that was it.
Yeah, and the other one was kind of like that too. So that's it. That's all we've ever had, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's the way it is. But if you do want to email us, do that. And the other way you can interact with me in particular is I often on the Facebook. You can get me on facebook.com, The Good, the Bad and the Odd, but with a period between each word. I also hang around on a few Facebook news groups such as Outside the Cinema, Gentleman's Guide to Midnight Cinema, Hammockus, and Horror, etc. Those are the 4 main ones. And I'm the guy. I've got an icon. I'm the Good, the Bad, and the Odd, and I've got an icon of Michael Caine with the pump action shotgun from Get Carter. That's me.
I thought that was like a double-barreled.
No, there is a famous shot of him with a long double barrel, but there's also a shot of him pump action shotgun, pretty much shooting it, pointing it towards you. I'll show you later. That's my little avatar for that. Anyway, that'd be cool. We're also on Stitcher. Now that's enough of that housekeeping. Next time we're intending to do like a Walter Hill double bill, which is The Warriors and Streets of Fire, which at a push can be kind of seen as things that exist in the same kind of universe. They're both great films, and it's kind of fun. And for our kaiju, we're watching, as I said, Godzilla vs. Mothra. So bye from me.
Bye.
hamba muyang tanda panguradan tunjukkanlah kesaktian Mothra ya Mothra dengan kesaktian